Hello and welcome to Evolving Ginger Gaming. My name is Cliffy, and today we are continuing with our playthrough of Crusader Kings 3 as the Sheikdom of Navarra. We're starting off from last time, and we're slowly working our way towards having enough gold to create the Kingdom of Navarra, which is ideal because that will give us a higher title to pass down to our children and potentially help make sure that our realm is not broken up into smaller realms if we have multiple heirs, things of that nature. So currently we're kind of just sitting waiting for gold. We did also just see that our sway option is going through with him. We're trying to make him like us more as he has excellent military skills that will be beneficial towards us. One thing I noticed also as we were loading in here, I did a quick look around and I realized that we have an unpressed claim on the Taifa of Tulatua? I just completely butchered that. Taifa of Tulatua. Let's go with that. Probably still butchered it though. So unpressed claim does mean that we will need to go to war for it to be passed down to our heir. Otherwise it will go away upon our death. We are 44 and we do have some good allies, so we might potentially be able to go to war with him. When I was looking at here, you can see our claims right here, and you can see we would take over a rather large swath of land. We would need our allies to join us, but with our allies we should have enough strength. He does have 2 allies, but our allies are a lot stronger, largely due in part to our alliance with King Alfonso of Asturias. He does have almost 200 gold though, so he could bring in either mercenaries and or use the new mechanic of I'm trying to think of what it's called. Regardless, we have now hit our gold, so let's go ahead and create the Duchy of Castile. Created, and we should now be able to create the Kingdom of Navarra. I'm going to wait just a second. I want this to hit at least 50, so we have at least 50 gold, and it does look like our monthly income just shot up. Don't fully understand the math behind that. I'm sure it has to do with like the realm or our vassal taxes, something along those lines. And we're at 547. That should be close enough. Let's just go ahead and let's just go ahead and create the kingdom. And we've created the kingdom. Let's go ahead and get rid of this advice. We'll get rid of that as well. We'll deal with this task in a second. Alright, and we can see that we just gained a rank. We are now a mighty Malik? I think it's Malik. Let's go with that. We are now a mighty Malik. The Navarrese court. As Malik, you have new duties and responsibilities. You will now be expected to regularly hold court, solving the disputes of the realm, and letting your courtiers take part in your daily routines. Motorif? Let's go with Motorif. Motorif is looking sternly at me in a direct, almost lecturing way. Perhaps there's also some surprise in his eyes. He starts to unfold a beautiful banner bearing the emblem of House Banu Musa. One of the ways in which the world will now judge your rule is by how you adorn and care for your royal court. I've taken the liberty to have this made as a gift to mark the beginning of your royal tenure. Let them see their new Malik. We will enter the royal court. And we are presented with our dynasty banner, which is rather plain. Oh, it looks like there's supposed to be something on it. It's just very hard to see. And here is our court. It's rather plain for the time being, but let's go ahead and look at court artifacts. We have our banners. Let's go ahead and put them up, which will give us bonuses, as you can see here, to prestige, renown. That one gives vassal limit. That's rather useful. We don't have any other artifacts for the time being. That's fine. Our grandeur is rather low. I think right now it's at 25. Is that what? Yeah, it's at 25. The baseline is 1. We need to have at least Court Grandeur 1. But for now, we'll just kind of leave this as is. I think... So we could have two different types of courts. We could have an administrative court, which would give us the bonuses to building construction, promoting cultural acceptance, development growth, and vassal tax contribution. We could also go for a diplomatic court, which would give us increased offer of vassalage acceptance, tyranny gain minus 20%, counselor opinion, and max personal schemes. I think it's already set to diplomatic, and I don't want to spend the prestige to change it for the time being, so that's fine. The court language will stay as Basque. We'll probably have to bump up our amenities here in the near future. We'll zoom up to the courtroom. Excellent. We do have a few knights since we've just upgraded. We do have a couple vassals. How powerful are you? You're not powerful though, and you're not powerful, so that's fine. We are low on spouses, but that is also fine for the time being. We did just get an alert of some kind. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Royal Court. What did we have? A Knight's Declaration. As I pace towards my throne, I overhear my Knight Eskild proclaiming something to my wife Taza. That scrumptious woman who charms me so, to which my fealty I internally owe. The mere thought of her smile brings one to my face, and makes my heart flutter with remarkable pace. Is he reciting romantic poetry to my wife? So our options are, we could throw him in the dungeon. It will cost us 250 prestige. He will end up in the dungeon. We might potentially create a rivalry with him. We will gain stress. Another knight. Oh no, that's the knight will lose opinion of us. And that ends our scheme. We can spend prestige, gain a lot of stress, and have both our wife and him lose opinion of us, or if there's something happening, we allow it to continue. We gain 14 court grandeur. We gain 75 prestige. Our knight gains opinion of us and 20 stress. We'll take the chance and hope that there's nothing actually happening there. It does bump us up to court grandeur level 4. Not that that will last very long. Alright, we're going to let our gold rebuild here a little bit. We can see that it's gone up from about 5.6 to 7.1 per month just from having created those two titles. So it must be something to do with vassal taxes, or maybe perhaps also we have more actual vassals paying taxes to us. Betrothed can marry. Let's go ahead and have them marry. Excellent. Our son is now married. She did end up with pretty average martial. Stewardship's average, but I think 12 is pretty good. Learning of 7, it's not bad. So they're not a bad combination. The one downside is neither of them have good diplomacy, so we might need to find some way to kind of boost our son's diplomacy once he's ruling, but that's a later concern. I think we could offer her vassalage. She's not going to accept. Largely due to base reluctance and different faiths and culture. But she is Christian, I think? No, she is Mozarabic. So even her son would have the same issue. We could try to sway her. What's her opinion of us? +3. I think the max on that's +20, so it wouldn't really change too much, so okay. We will just have to make do as is for now. We'll still continue on. We are not his rightful liege. Let's actually take a look at... Oh, new perk. I didn't change it last time. Alright, so we got Overseer. Right? We have Overseer? Yes, we have Overseer. Cast a spell I cost wouldn't be terrible. Stalwart Leader. Knight effectiveness could be good for us as we don't have that many knights. We'll take Bellum Justum for the cast a spell I reduction cost there. But I am also probably going to switch over to... Would we want learning though? If we took learning, we would want to get scientific for the cultural fascination progress and to increase development and county speed. If we took stewardship for the gold, I think let's go ahead and take wealth focus. That'll give us plus 10% monthly income, which I believe should change this from 7.1 to 7.8. Actually bumped it up to 8. Interesting. Okay. Well, still, that's a positive for us. We are now starting to snowball a little bit on gold. Is there any... Oh, also, I almost forgot. So we have absolute control there now, so that's good. Absolute. 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 100, but we don't actually rule that. And 100, but we don't actually rule that. Good. Excellent. We have good control now. That might be the other reason why we were starting to get a lot more gold now. I'll leave this on increased development. Religious relations is fine. Domestic affairs is ideal for now. Leave him on disrupt schemes. Alright, train commanders. Courtiers. Not too worried about the monthly piety for the time being. As we start to accrue more artifacts, we'll probably want an antiquarian. Not too worried about any of these others for now. Alright. Betrothed can marry. That we are now married with a second wife. Forget which alliance this was. Ah, with them. Looks like he's currently in a war. It's just a clash. I'm surprised he hasn't called us in, but he's doing rather well in that regard. Let's take a look at our alliances and just see who's at war and who isn't. He is currently attacking in a border raid. Oh. Our friend Muhammad died and I must not have been paying attention to our stress. We could get the trait irritable. We'll lose 20 stress. It'll cost us 2 diplomacy, 1 martial. Let's just endure. But let's also call a hunt. Just seeing also if there's any other options to lose stress for the time being. We will lose 45 stress because we're brave. Let's go ahead and sound the hunt. It will cost us 133 gold, which is quite a lot, but... Oh, we can host a feast, but it costs 200 now. We are being called in, so let's go ahead and join. This war should be over shortly, though. Let's put all our troops there. Damsels in distress. Damsels in distress. My lord, the unthinkable has happened. My brother, Sheikh Isa, takes a second to catch his breath, his forehead wet with sweat. The ladies of Tudela have taken up arms to defend the city themselves. Kaise storms into the room, soon following. This is unnatural, my lord. He cries out, if we let them fight soon, they shall also ask for land, and who's going to take care of the children then? A sword is a sword. Isa's answer is immediate. Surely you agree, my lord. We could get not in distress for 5 years, garrison size plus 75%. Our Alamala would be upset with us. Or we could take this option where our Alamala will gain opinion of us, but every female courtier will lose opinion of us. I think let's take this option. Yeah, increase garrison size. Our Alamala likes us well enough. Our brother-in-law just died. That was the one with gout. That's unfortunate. Our nephew. Our nephew is taken over as ruler. I think that does hurt our alliance situation. Let's take a look. It does. We do have some good alliances still, though. How many troops do you have? 369. At most, you have 981. I think let's go ahead and raise all, though, to be safe. We could have just raised our men-at-arms. We have an inspired person can be sponsored. Yusuf has the weave inspiration. He wants to weave something which captures nature's beauty. He is considered a master by his peers. We could sponsor him. Does not say how much gold though. I think we'll leave that alone for now. Just leave it as an option. Our spymaster has come to offer homage. We can show him at once. We will receive him. And he's giving us 50 gold. Homage mortified. I wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Sheikh Fernando, who is soon announced and ushered before me. He kneels in deference as attendants bring forth his gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken, and scribes record his pledges to serve Malike of Navarra. As Sheikh Fernando stands, he stumbles awkwardly. The court gasps in unison as he falls, ending sprawled at my feet, cheeks flushed with embarrassment. We could say, your oaths are all that matter to me. We will gain 40 stress, which is not good for our stress levels. We will gain 6 court grandeur, 150 prestige, 50 gold, and we will gain 50 renown. We could make him cost him 10 opinion of us because we insult him. It will also cost him 150 prestige. We'll still gain the others. I think what we're going to do is just kind of sneak over here and host a feast, which should lower our stress. And we will accept the stress hit to not upset our spymaster. Feast the high table breaks. The great table seating the upper nobility on the dais gives a large crack, and a moment later it gave in under the weight of food and gilded decoration. As my most distinguished guests and I had to be fitted in amongst the lower nobility, I ended up close to my vassal Wali Ulaman. Sheikh Isa took it poorly, however, and told everyone it was a grave injustice to be seated with lords and ladies barely better than commoners. As high nobles mingled with their lessers, words of both friendship and enmity were exchanged among people who rarely associate. Woman and I ended up talking all evening and agreed it should not be the last time we feasted and laughed in each other's company. He becomes our friend. He is our vassal. He is possessed and ill. He has decent stewardship, though. Seen worse events. A friendship. He gained 30 opinion of us, and we gained 90 prestige. Every guest gains 20 opinion of us for 10 years. Alrighty. Let's head straight for their capital. That's probably the quickest way to end this war, and we'll also potentially get the most amount of loot and or the best options for potential hostages. I think this was just a reminder about the weave. However, I think I'm going to ignore it for now so that we can recoup our gold, potentially while we're still taking the hit while having troops raised. And I'd prefer to put it towards new buildings, potentially, or upgrading our current buildings. We'll need to keep an eye on our stress. We'll probably also need to go on a hunt or something just to lower that. We're going to keep sieging this down and let them head towards wherever. If they want to attack the larger troop numbers, that's fine. Plus us sieging this down and them sieging that down. Yep, we're at 100 war score. A dietary dilemma. 2 children were collecting clams from the beach in Izurum when they came upon a carcass of colossal size. Beach dwellers claimed that the flesh of this dead sea creature is still incorrupt and very tasty, but my Alamala Casey. I can't pronounce this name again. But my Alamala pulls me aside during the council meeting, seemingly concerned. Is the consumption of whale meat truly permissible to us Muladis? He ponders. I cannot make a ruling in this matter. We should wait for a statement from a very respected scholar, but you should forbid the people from eating the meat of this beast just in case. We have some interesting options here. We could insist upon eating the meat. We have a 60% chance we gain great nourishment for 10 years, which would give us a small health boost, or we feel odd, which would give us a minor penalty for 10 years. Also, our Alama will take an opinion of us hit. We could wait for the ruling. Our Alama will gain opinion of us, or we can insist that it not be eaten. I shall go there myself and burn it. We'll gain dread, and our Alama will like us more. There is a 10% chance that the carcass explodes and gains the trait wounded. The 16 dread would be good, however it will slowly dissipate. So none of these options are particularly crazy for me. Let's take the dread. We'll take the 10% chance of wounded, and the war ended right before we could potentially siege down that castle and take some hostages. Oh well. He is in a war, however, he still has all his troops. And it looks like his enemy is severely without their troops, so not much we can do about that for the time being. I'm still very tempted to try and attack to take over the land. He still has about 200 gold, so if we declared war... our brother died from typhus. That's unfortunate. We do need a new marshal. Sheik Fernando is infirm. His health is poor and ailing, so we will probably need a new spy master soon, which will most likely be our nephew over here. He does rather not like us, largely due he wants a seat on the council. We hold the de jure duchy, and no alliance is powerful clan vassal. However, we're related, so that alliance gets a little awkward, I think. We'll have to figure out some way for that. Because he's my brother's son, so if I... Well, either way, we need a new marshal. I'm tempted to give it to him, because he's the best option. Don't really have a lot of great options, unfortunately, for any of these positions. At least not for replacements. Yeah, let's give it to him. He's the best option. That's fine. And I think I'm going to switch him to trained commanders for the time being. Looks like our levies are shooting back up again, so that's good. One thing I might also do is... luckily, we had a daughter. I say luckily just because a son would potentially mess up the succession. Let's go with Catalina. One thing I think I will do is swear Oath of True Friendship. This is a new event. I've never seen this one. Greetings, my impressive liege. Mohammed, my brother, my companion, my confidant. Will you join me in declaring our friendship to be the truest and brightest in all the world, with all the debts of loyalty that entails? We would gain 50 opinion of him. We would become his best friend, and we would get a strong hook on him. Similarly, he would get a strong hook on us. What would happen if we declined? He would lose 50 opinion of us. I think I'm going to decline just because I don't want him to potentially have a strong hook on us. We do need a new spy master, which we're going to assign to him. Let's also start swaying him, because we don't want our spy master to have a negative opinion of us. Is there anything else I can do? I'm not giving him the duchy title. He's just gonna have to make do without that. Yeah, they're all related to me, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to make him like us. Or get rid of the no alliance issue. We do also still have potential stress issues. We have a new perk for stewardship. Let's take a look. So we could take golden obligations for payment for hooks, or taxman for collect tax effectiveness, or building construction, or meritocracy. We probably won't go down the administrator administrator tree. We could go down architect. Which I'm leaning towards, because we could take cutting cornerstones, which give us construction bonuses. Professional workforce would also give us construction bonuses. And then finally we could take centralization, which would give us development growth bonuses. Men-at-Arms maintenance per dread, though. We have 30 dread, so that might give us like a very good discount. Would take us a little bit to get there. What's more likely, that we go to war or that we try to keep building? I also don't know how he's losing this when his enemy only has 31 troops. I think let's go. How's our health? Health is fine. Let's go ahead and take golden obligations, and we'll go for war profiteer and fearful troops. We are getting rather close towards the struggle, leaning one way or the other. Commander promoted. My Marshal Jimeno has been showing off a promising new recruit. He may not be of noble stock as you, my liege, but on my name I swear that Caisio is someone you would want on your side. He's 26. He has 14 martial and 11 prowess. Let's go ahead and recruit him. Let's also take a look at our knights. We have Jimeno, Eskild, and then Casio and Lub. Motorif. I'm actually going to potentially forbid him. No, he can lead. Yeah, we definitely don't. I'm gonna forbid you fighting though, because Spy Master, we don't have a ton of good options there. You can fight. That's fine. Naming ruler 1 war. Oh, it's just a border raid going on. We could potentially try to attack someone. I don't know who. Minus 117, different faith, rightful liege, cultural acceptance. She is my nephew, or he is my nephew though. Could potentially get an alliance. No. Our troop numbers appear to have hit their cap. I do also want to potentially create some new troops. What do you have as far? You have 63 dread, that's a lot. What if I were to declare war on him? I think we'll leave it here. We're at about the 30-ish minute mark anyway. We still have allies and powerful enough ones where we would outnumber them significantly. We would need them to join us. But if we did successfully take that over, that would give us a very large swath of land to have to rule over. Just a little concerned about our heirs' diplomacy and being able to successfully deal with that. But that would be a future issue. For now, though, we will end this on the note that we did successfully create our kingdom. We are continuing to build back our gold levels. We'll potentially use that gold towards new buildings, which actually, let's take a quick look here. The development growth there would be nice, and I plan on holding on to this territory, but we should probably continue to build things in our capital. Actually, let's go ahead and upgrade. We'll end this with upgrading our quarry, which will decrease construction times, but also give us men-at-arms maintenance minus 1%. We can see that our nephew here did just create a faction against us. That is something we will have to keep an eye on. And our wife is pregnant again. But we could also potentially... Yeah, but we'll... Minus 25. We'd have to give her low feudal obligations. We'll leave it there. But... We'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed and have a wonderful rest of your day.